This morning I'm joined by Warren Douglas. He's the Treasurer at Equites to talk about their experience with TreasuryONE. Warren, thank you very much for joining this morning. So tell me a little bit about your organisation and some of the treasury management challenges that pop up during your operations.
Morning, Ilse. Great to be with you. So Equites is a property development and owning company. We listed on the JSE in 2014. What we do is we build best-in-class logistics assets, both in South Africa and the UK. We have about 27 billion assets under management across both jurisdictions and probably about 70 or so properties. Within our organization, we've got roughly 40 people, and that extends from property development through to asset management, legal, property management, finance, and risk management. Within the risk management team, we've got an internal auditor, 2 ESG and sustainability people that focus on that area of the business, and a treasury or financial risk management team. And so really it is that financial risk management element that we were starting to build out and was getting more and more complex, and that's where we started looking for a bespoke treasury management system.
You then decided to rope in TreasuryONE. So how did they come in and transform your treasury management system into a successful one?
Prior to actually bringing TreasuryONE into play, we were using everyone's favorite piece of financial software, Excel. We had a basic derivative valuation system. So it was really fairly simplistic, and trying to manage funding, liquidity, and hedging of financial risk. I could see it becoming more and more complex as our organization evolved. We were obviously dealing with multi-currency, being in South Africa and the UK, and we were looking at more and more complex derivatives. So what we needed is really a treasury management system that was going to work for us. And I then spoke to a number of people, some treasurers in other REITs, and they suggested speaking to the guys at TreasuryONE, seeing if they could provide a solution for us.
So what is it about TreasuryONE that made you choose them specifically?
So obviously price was a factor. Being based in South Africa, there's international packages, and those come at quite a cost, whereas TreasuryONE was affordable for a South African treasurer. The second element was, I guess, you could look at taking an off-the-shelf product, be it one of the international products, but then there's concern about the support that you may get. Whereas we've got a couple of bespoke elements, we're looking at complex derivatives, and so TreasuryONE really offered that support and that willingness to work with us to find a solution. And that was really something that filled me with confidence. Having spoken with others that used some of TreasuryONE's products, again, they spoke to me and said that this was a team that really worked with you and found a solution together. And that gave me the confidence to then go down that road. And as we started working together, I could see that here was a team that could work with me in finding the solution to our specific problem.
So now that you brought in the expertise of TreasuryONE, how did that improve your treasury operations?
Well, one of the things that was key for us is always to try and be the best in class. And that's all the way from developing the assets that we do to whatever function exists in the business. And when we met with TreasuryONE, I said to them, look, you've obviously got expertise with many other clients across South Africa. Please, when we're developing out this, have a look at what we do and suggest any areas where we can improve. And so what we did is we worked together and explained what our current processes were, where we wanted to get to, and in so doing, they could point out areas where, put in suggestions, this is where you can improve, this is where you could tweak things a little bit. In the end, we came out with something that was really, really good and actually exceeded our expectations from what we had originally set out to do.
Have you seen an impact on the efficiency of your organization at all with the new system?
Certainly, in a couple of areas. So it's that communication within the team, so within the finance team through to the treasury team, where we were just trying to manage that on Excel. We now have a much better foresight of what's happening. We can better manage our cash flows. We can better handle where we put our cash. We can reduce our cost of debt. So some really great tangible cost-saving results. The communication then extends throughout the organization and people understand what's going on.
So with the implementation of the TreasuryONE management system, were there any unique challenges that popped up, and how did TreasuryONE assist you through that process?
There certainly were. There were two that spring to mind. So one was a product that didn't exist in the specific Treasury Management System database, and the TreasuryONE team worked together with us to find a solution for that specific product. So that involved them going back, researching the product, how best can they portray that in the system and make sure that the outputs were exactly what we wanted. The second aspect was that we decided to implement this treasury management system at roughly the same time as the world was going through an IBOR transition. Now, by the fact that we're dealing with UK, we had to transition a number of our loans and our hedges from LIBOR to SONIA. At the time, that was something very tricky to do, and it wasn't quite there yet with the system that TreasuryONE were implementing, but they worked long hours to make sure that they could find a solution for us. And in the end, we have a fantastic way now that if we were still using Excel, there would be no way we could really forecast what was happening. So it's great for us.
So Warren, throughout this process and partnering with TreasuryONE, do you feel Equites has enhanced its risk management capabilities?
We certainly have. It's really been astounding what we've been able to achieve. And it varies ultimately from the small things like the day-to-day, making sure we've only got one movement of cash, eliminating late payments, all those types of things, to being able to forecast our liquidity. And that is crucial for us. With a multi-currency organization, we need to be on top of our liquidity requirements, our funding requirements. TreasuryONE helped us to really get to that next level. And we're very happy with the system that we've put in.
Warren, we spoke now about how TreasuryONE's management system improved your efficiency, your risk management capabilities, but has there been any financial benefits by implementing the system?
Ultimately, there certainly has. I think it's clearly evident in the results that we've produced. Some examples of that were being able to reduce our cost of debt. We've been able to eliminate late payments. We've been able to ensure that we can best manage our cash. And again, we've got multiple currencies that we're dealing with, so we can better manage those. And there's better communication between the teams, which eliminates duplication of work. It improves the efficiencies of the team members. And simplistically, it's allowed us to only have to move cash once a day, which makes everyone's life easier.
Now that the system is in and up and running, how has the ongoing support been from TreasuryONE's side?
Still very strong. We're very happy with the support that we receive. As with anything in life, there's always bugs that come up, there's always new products that we're entering into, and there's a willingness from TreasuryONE to understand that, to work with us, make sure that we are performing at our best at any point in time.
So looking back over this entire experience, would you choose TreasuryONE again?
I would, Ilse Marie, and I think it's easy to contrast why I would do versus using an off-the-shelf system where you're probably not going to get that day-to-day, that personal experience, willingness to understand your organization, and that's exactly what TreasuryONE offered us. They went above and beyond in understanding our organization, understanding our processes, understanding what we wanted, and then above that, offering advice as to how we can do things better. In the end, it's a fantastic solution for us.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that you're no longer stuck in the days of Excel, thanks to TreasuryONE. Warren, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks, Ilse Marie.